How are
Before you
you?
do, stop there. What's written on
Yes.
your t-shirt? I'm intrigued. I can just see the top of the
Oh
lettering.
my gosh. So
What is it?
I had I was I had it's an honor to be Asian shirt. So it's
Ah,
just a little thing that I am proud of because we see so much diversity in your show now.
yeah.
I was just wondering what's it like to bring that kind of reflection upon the world we live in into a fantasy genre and in Willow. Yeah,
Well,
basically.
I think it's important that you do that, as your shirt kind of conveys there. But yeah, Willow is a quite diverse series, isn't it? I mean, we have people of color, different kind of sexual persuasions, and also
Yes.
myself being somebody with
Yeah.
dwarfism, again, sort of
Yes.
playing against type. You know, certainly for Willow, he's an unlikely hero. Playing the kind of lead is normally left to somebody who is tall, dark, handsome. The kind of hero is seen in one way, but it's quite fun to spin these stereotypes on their heads and actually put out something quite different for the audiences.
And I think that's very important because we see in some of these fantasy genres, there's these generations where there may have not have been as much of that, and then your show, the series proves that like you said, it goes against type and it shows that we can see ourselves in these heroes. So what's it like to be able to step back into that and well, yeah, step back into that role basically?
I mean, yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's probably every actor's dream really to get to revisit a character you played early on in your career. Because of course, in the past 34 years, I've done many other projects, worked with some great actors, learned a lot, hopefully developed my acting abilities somewhat from when I was 17. I could bring all of those new kind of talents and new skills to the table for Willow the series. And once again, stepping back into a character that is familiar to you is a great starting point as well. You're not having to rediscover or discover a character and create it. You can just use the foundation that's already in your head and then build upon that, which is what I did for Willow the series.
Speaking of creation, since this is a sequel series, did you find that creatively liberating to explore the character in a long form as opposed to a short, not a short, but like a theatrical kind of
Yeah, we've
2 hour kind of film?
we've got eight episodes to explore our story and our quest here, and also to develop the characters that are in it. And also Willow's character develops throughout. We see moments of him in the present, moments of him in the past, even moments of him in the future. So there's lots of scope to really explore the character and see him in many different forms and times.
So knowing what you know about the scripts and everything, how did you have a hard time holding in those secrets, or did you have a hard time holding in those secrets, basically, knowing that what you knew
I
about
mean,
the
I
script?
still do have a hard time with it. I mean, in doing these interviews, I nearly kind of say stuff that I shouldn't say, well, I don't want to say because I don't want to spoil it for the viewers. I mean,
Mhm.
there's quite a few things I could say that would kind of ruin stuff, and I, for one, are somebody who hates spoilers, and so I wouldn't want to do that for the fans. But yeah, there's loads of stuff we were getting in scripts. The scripts are also coded in a clever way that all the names of the
Oh.
characters were names of characters in The Princess Bride. So if you just found one of the scripts, you wouldn't have a clue what was going on. You wouldn't know who was who, what was what. And I thought that was quite clever. And Jon Kasdan did that because he's a massive fan of The Princess Bride.
Wow, that is clever. Now for my final one of my last questions, what can fans expect to see that they might not have known about the original Willow? Yeah, so what can fans expect to
Um,
see?
what would they see in the character? I mean, things they would have figured out probably at the end of the movie was the fact that Willow really was a bit of a fraud, that he didn't actually know any real magic, only when he was being tutored by Finn Rizal. But how he defeats Bavmorda is by using sleight of hand, trickery. And
Mhm.
since then, he's kind of been dining out and living on that success, really, and kind of really just reaping in the glory from that moment without really being honest with anyone. So you kind of learn that about him if you hadn't noticed it from watching the end of the movie. You kind of learn that he's been living this lie for all these years. And it's really Sorsha who kind of pulls him up on that early on in the series.
Well, that's all the time I have. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Mr. Warwick Davis. I really appreciate it. And I only saw 7 episodes, but I really love what I saw, and I can't wait to tell everyone to watch it.
You've
So
seen
thank
more
you.
than I have, certainly.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
I get to talk to Dempsy Byrk and Ruby Cruz from Willow. So just throwing it out there, were you guys a fan of Willow, or did you have to watch the film before you got the scripts?
Mm.
Yeah, we hadn't seen it before becoming attached, but the second that we watched it, we just became
Yeah.
diehard fans. It's just there's something so lovely and unique that we really tried to bring to life in our continuation, but also carve out this kind of new contemporary envelope pushing thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love the original so much. It's so special. It's so filled with charm, and it makes you feel happy and scared and optimistic about things. And there's a baby involved.
Oh God, it always
I love
makes it
babies.
better from when we got a baby.
Well, there is a baby involved, and before I get to that, when you got to work with Warwick, did you have any like questions for him about this world and like what kind of like what does this mean? What does that mean? Or did you want to experience that kind of progression as you went on filming these episodes, or I say chapters?
Yeah, I definitely like to keep true to what my character would know. You know what I mean? And I've definitely heard stories about Willow growing up from our parents, I believe. So it was just like this, like, yeah, I felt like yeah.
I mean, I think the thing that I took from Warwick.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
That's okay. I think the thing
That's okay.
I feel like Warwick really, the thing that was really special about Warwick was that he cares so much about it and loves it so much as anybody else out, any fan of Willow. So we just walked on to a labor of love. And Jon Kasdan, who's the showrunner, he basically answered all of our questions. We would just pick his brain incessantly.
He knew everything about this world.
Everything. Yeah, really.
So we were speaking about babies. When you read these scripts, and there are a lot of secrets and a lot of surprises in store. What's it like as new fans to hold on to those kind of secrets? When there are other fans constantly asking like, "What's this? Who's this?" What's it like to hold on to those secrets?
It is so hard. I was in so much trouble at the beginning. I got in trouble with like security, with publicity, with social. In fact, they took my name off my trailer and put up TMZ reporter because they were sure I was going to leak something. And now, I mean, it's terrifying. Are you nervous about spoiling things?
I feel like I accidentally have a few times in these interviews.
You're super solid. I think
I can keep a good secret.
Yeah,
I like it.
What's it like to be in this kind of adventurous kind of show where you guys go on quests, or maybe some people go missing? What's that like?
I think I mean, being a part of, I've never done anything fantasy before, so it was really awesome to get the opportunity to like, something awesome about fantasy is that you're confronting your demons and they're manifested into real demons. We're slaying monsters and we're going on these epic quests, but there's still humanity underneath it all that as people can relate to, which that was really fun to play with as an actor.
All right, that's all the time I have. Thank you, Dempsey, and
Thank you,
Davey, Ruby. I had so much fun, and this is an incredible show. I only saw 7 episodes, but I'm going to tell everyone to watch it because it's.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You've seen way more than us.
Yeah.
And I had the chance to talk to Tony Revolori and Ellie Bamber from Willow. How are you?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well, and I'm excited to talk to you, Tony, because you're from Anaheim, and I'm actually from Fullerton. So.
Oh wow!
I'm
Relatively
neighbors.
close.
Relatively close. But it's been a while since Willow hit theaters. So I was just wondering what you guys are excited about, because we get to see some more diversity in a genre that hasn't had really a lot of it, and we got to celebrate people of color, openly lesbian relationships. So I was wondering what it's like to bring some of that representation to the genre like this.
It's extremely important. If people don't see themselves represented on screen, they end up feeling invisible and not feeling like they can't be the main characters of their own lives. I've certainly felt it as a kid. So I think it's important, but I think what this show does so wonderful is it doesn't make an awareness of it. It just is. both Amr, Aaron, and I, being people of color, just are on the show for no other reason than that's who they wanted to pick, and that's beautiful. And it's kind of the evolution of where we're going in Hollywood, which is absolutely wonderful.
So there are a few secrets in this movie, and after watching a few episodes, I didn't get through all of it. I'm pretty excited, and I don't want to spoil it here. What's it been like to hold on to those secrets after you guys read the script?
Yeah. I mean, it's been a challenge, but
We do got a Disney security guy right behind the camera, just
Yeah.
just waiting for. We're not saying anything, but no.
That's why I had to word it very carefully, but yes.
But no, I mean, I've done a couple of things before, but holding on to the secret about 2 other Spider-Man. Oh, damn it. I did it.
What?
Anyway, I think I've had a little bit of practice with it, so
Okay.
it's easier for me. And I think, these guys are consummate professionals. All my cast have done, or this cast have done a wonderful job at keeping it, silent. And we can't wait for
So
the
wait,
fans to see it.
Yeah, so did the cast actually go to you to how to keep a secret, I guess?
None of them have needed to. They've all been phenomenal. I'm honestly very surprised. Maybe they've just learned or someone talked to them, but I don't know. You're pretty good at keeping a secret.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
So, okay, I haven't got a chance to ask Dove anything yet, but I feel like I should right now. You guys have an assortment of skills as you go on this quest. I feel like, what are kind of your real life skills that you would that you would bring to a quest, if you were to go on a quest?
Cooking for sure.
I like cooking like Dove, so definitely that.
Okay.
What are the real life skills? I'm not afraid to,
Get dirty.
get a bit, scrappy if I need to. If I need to fight off any,
Roughly?
creatures, I
Yeah.
will. And what other skills would I bring to it?
You're really smart. You have great intuition.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So that, but I don't feel that, but thank you.
I have time for one more question. What's it like, since you guys said about the creatures and everything? There were a lot of practical effects too. So what is it like to work with those things?
Amazing. I mean, it's kind of like a callback to classic films that, most of these creatures are actually practical and right there, so we can see them, interact with them, fight with them. And it was just wonderful. And it's kind of amazing to just not act with a tennis ball and have something to react with and feel and touch, and just incredible.
Some of them were truly terrifying as well.
Yeah.
So did you get any trauma, I guess, lingering trauma from like the were-rats or anything like that?
Oh God. No, thankfully I have not, but now that you mentioned it, maybe a little.
All right, I had so much fun talking to you guys. That's all the time I have, but I'm going to tell everyone to watch. I saw only 7 episodes, but yeah, I'm going to tell them to watch everything, I guess, because yeah, it's been great. So I have to say that I love what I saw in the 7 episodes that were given to us.
Oh, great.
I heard that, it was more than what the cast is able to see.
Yeah.
But this is going from a large scale theatrical, film to a, long form series.
Yes.
Does that pose any sort of challenges, or
Oh,
does
man.
that give you any sort of creative freedom to say, I can explore more of Willow's character or
Yeah.
Dove's character? Yeah. So
I mean, it does both things completely. It provides, expanding from a movie to a series comes with enormous challenges and enormous advantages. The biggest one for me is that, for me, what defined the movie was this propulsive sense of action. Ron sort of jumped from one great sequence to another, putting his characters in constant jeopardy right up till the final moment. And then the lights came up and you went home. With the show, you're sustaining these characters over a much longer time. You're spreading out your action, and you need some other force to propel the story forward other than spectacular stunts and spectacular special effects. And that brings you to the advantage of it, which is that the space of 8 shows
allows you the room and the air to really tell a more nuanced character story than you ever get to tell in these worlds in movies. And I think the best example of it right now, at least for me, is Andor, which has taken Star Wars to a totally different place than it's ever been. And it was only possible because they were doing it on television, you know, and because he could write a kind of scene that just simply wouldn't have had a place in movie theaters.
So I kind of want to jump into that kind of a Star Wars-esque show because on my email you were mentioned as Solo. So I remembered, oh yeah, you had a hand in Solo as well. But my question is that, do you think those kind of circumstances where Ron kind of came in to direct it and Warwick was there as well, without that kind of meeting of the minds, would Willow series ever happen, you think? Or
never would have happened. I mean, this was a serendipitous combination of people just ending up in the right place to make a thing happen. And even if the timing had been slightly different, even if Warwick's work on the series had been, or Warwick's work on Solo had been complete by the time Ron came into our world, it just all timed out perfectly so that the three of us were in the same place at the same moment and able to share very vocally that we all wanted the same thing, you know, and that's really where this was born.
So that's exciting to hear, because, you know, fans have been waiting for this. I was just wondering, what's it like to be able to craft this world that you created and then be able to hold on to those secrets for so long, because there are a lot of surprises that I don't think fans are ready for.
Well, I'll tell you, that's a great question. And I have to say, this very week, I'm feeling one of the best things about this week is we're now about 2 weeks out from the show coming out, and some big things that I wanted to keep relatively quiet, we've managed to. And I feel like in some point in this last week, we've crossed that threshold of like, whew, we did it. We got there. Now it's like whatever comes out, comes out. But we managed to tell a story that did have baked into its very conception a big surprise and a big reveal, and being able to preserve that over all these years has been a lot of challenge, and it's very satisfying now that we've gotten here.
So I only have time for one more question, but what's it like, or what was the decisions behind some of the music that went into the ending credits? Because I hear Metallica, I hear Soundgarden. Those are some incredible needle drops, honestly.
Yeah, no, we love it, and it's twofold. It's first of all partly that Willow, because it's not Star Wars, because it's not so sacred to its fan base that you can't possibly touch it in any way. We thought this was an opportunity within the Lucasfilm world to try something that's been incredibly successful in other places like Marvel, where Guardians of the Galaxy uses contemporary music in a fantastic way. I personally was inspired by an episode of Game of Thrones where the episode ends with Jaime Lannister's hand being chopped off and it immediately cuts into a rock hue, and it jolted me. And it felt to all of us like this show, with so much youthful energy and so much teenage rebellion in its blood, was a great place to use that kind of music and to infuse it with that spirit.
Well, I agree, because I just loved all the tracks that you chose. That's it. That's all the time I have, but I appreciate the time that you've given me. It's great talking to you. Hopefully I can see you, like I said, and I'm going to tell everyone to watch it, because this is such a fascinating show.
I really hope you do. I'm excited for people to see it and to go on the journey with these characters who are so sweet.
Yeah.
Professional artists and professors, maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC. In full color, you see me. The hard knock life, comics, movies, and TV. Yeah, pop culture with a different perspective. Watch it on your screen, hit play, so check this.